did notice when I was watching back is that I didn't go back into templates fully, so we can talk about that later. And then I didn't mention upfront that this is an app too. I'm showing you the web-based program here, and it's just canva.com. And honestly, I am a really tactile and visual learner. So if I was watching this at home like you all are, oh my gosh, there's so many people here. This is great. I would be playing along. So if you want to go to canva.com right now and make yourself a little account, great, cool, and then listen to my video while we're going along and kind of flip between tabs. That's fantastic. And then you can kind of come up with your own questions that way too. And then it's an app for your phone. I find the app is really hard to work with as an app because it's really touchy. But I imagine if you had it on your tablet, it'd be really cool because it'd be like literally dragging and dropping with your finger and like pinching. But on a little phone like this, it's just not as satisfying. So I just covered the web-based version. I hope that all makes sense. Annie, I'm supposed to remind you to press record. I think you just did. Yay. And you have the controls to share the video with everyone. So let's all watch me. Hey folks, welcome to the Canva conversation. Today we're going to talk about Canva, its basics, what it is, and why you should be using it every day, like me. You don't need to use it every day. I'm totally just kidding. I'm doing a pre-record so that there's no glitches when I share screen. There's a lot of share screen today. Hopefully it'll work out just fine. Canva is a graphic design program. If you have experience using Photoshop, it's a lot like Photoshop, but more intuitive. Honestly, I've talked to Annie about this, and if you know Photoshop and you're trying to use Canva, it's just this different beast and a little bit limited in what it can do compared to Photoshop. But I left my Photoshop ways behind me and concentrated on Canva because of its limitations. It never confuses me. It's good. So I will share my screen with you and go right to Canva free. Okay, so here is our new farm account. It doesn't have any of our designs in it at all because we haven't really made any designs. It has one untitled design that is a work in process that I am using to show you how to use this. And my face is probably covering up what we need to see here, but under my face, it says create a design. So I can, let me back up. Okay, Canva, totally web-based. You don't need to download any software like Photoshop or anything like that. You just go canva.com and you make your account. Our account is our farm account, and here we are. That's it. And then I think the homepage will look something like this for you. It might look something like, nope, it'll look exactly like that. And then we're going to go create our design because that's what we're here for. So you find that button in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, and my face again might be over it, but I'm going to go there and you'll see the drop down now, at least. Custom dimensions, start with an image, poster, infographic, presentation, all that good stuff is right here. So this just shows you how much you can do with this. And what this drop-down menu is really offering you is a way to start with the right dimensions. So you could go to CD cover and it probably starts with something that is optimal for print. And is pretty square, right? It used to be that all Instagram posts are square. It's not the case anymore, but it's still kind of the default. So if you go to Instagram post, which I use this program for Instagram the most, so that's what I'm going to do. It gives us a square, 1080 by 1080 pixels, not a template per se, but a canvas to work on. Canvas, Canva, get it? And then it brings up this design here, which is nothing. It's not a design yet. But what it offers you over here on the left-hand side is a bunch of templates. This is like for you, this will auto-populate to, it'll learn your habits. And if you use templates a lot, it'll kind of populate that for you and things they think you'll like. Coronavirus Instagram post, newsroom Instagram post, all these templates. Oh, love, right? You can use these templates to drop them in to your situation. I just picked this one of these cute little kids, and then you can change your picture if you want to. And you can change the background, all that good stuff. Before I get too far down the template road, I really like working from scratch. So we're gonna cut out this template, just delete all this. Oops, sorry, I can't delete. I'm deleting pieces at a time, but we're just gonna get back to scratch. And then I'll go back to templates to fill you in on how those work. So I like to start from scratch. I'm going to go to uploads, and now I've already uploaded some images that are farm related here in my uploads by just going to upload media, going to device, and then picking from all the millions of pictures that I have on my computer. I'm going to go back so I see them. All right, and now I'm going to create something from scratch. Maybe I want to do an Instagram post about a farm. And here I have a picture. Aw, look at that. And then I need to fill it out a little bit. Maybe I'm announcing that Katie is playing. This is Katie Doll. Is playing somewhere, you know, and I might want to put some words down here. So then I go to text, and then I see, oh, it gives me kind of some more options here of text that I can use. It's almost like just a part of a template, right? Or I can go up here and say, add a heading. Katie show that I can use. I don't know. And then I click there, it adds more maybe. And what's nice here, let's get rid of that for a second. A couple things actually. What's nice here is that it makes it automatically the width of this picture. Sometimes you want to work around that, maybe make it smaller, bigger. It gives you nice guidelines in the pink, if you saw that. Or I can go up here. There you go. And then if you want, sometimes we want a headline and then a little more information. We can add a subheading and drag it around. Here's our subheading. Right now it's white, so that won't show up with a white background. So we go up here and we maybe make it purple. Okay. And then here's also up top. Here is also where we find our millions of fonts. Gotta love fonts, right? I'm gonna go with Horizon. Add a subheading. Farm is awesome. Great. And then we can also, let's see, what if I want it to be 2 lines like that? I can also look on my top bar here and maybe change the letter height. Or line height rather. Maybe change the letter spacing. Oh, right. Yeah, all sorts of fun things that you can do with that. That is the top bar here for text. With the photo, there are also effects, filter, adjust, crop, flip. You can do any of that. Filter, let's make it really dramatic. There we go. Oh, no, let's make it more dramatic. There we go. This is fun and funny looking. Okay, so we have photos and we have texts. Let's go to elements because we don't want it to just be photos and text because that's just like a photo and a caption. So here I'm looking at elements and here's featured. That will also learn your behaviors and suggest to you what you should use. Since I haven't used this account very much, it just shows some Ouija board stuff. So let's see, let's call it a Valentine's show. And that is a sticker is what they're calling it. And oh my gosh, I put it in there when I clicked on it, but it put it in super big. So I'm going to put it really small over here. That is also a graphic that moves. So maybe I don't want it to be so, I don't know. I don't want it to dance at me. So I'm going to delete that. Nice try. Okay, cool. I'm going to go down here. Maybe, actually, I might search for Valentine. Oh, cute. Okay. So let's choose something that is free. See, if I hover over it, it says pro. That means it's just going to cost me money. So let me do something that's free. Here we go. Plop that in there. That makes it so that it's, you know, right over everything, but maybe I just want to put it in the corner, drag and drop, make it smaller, cute. I like that. And I'm still feeling like it might be a little bit plain, right? So let's go over here to the sidebar again on the left-hand side. And I can add music if I want to. I can make it a video. I don't use many of those because I just do like, you know, little Instagram posts. So I'm just doing still images, but man, you can have fun with that. So I'm going to go to background instead. Something a little more plain. Maybe let's get some texture in there or some gradient. Oh, or we could put them in a city. Look at that. That's free. That looks so weird. I'm going to go back up here and do a little texture instead. Okay, this is just like a quick and dirty situation of how I put together my own image. Of course, I would take my time and be a little more thoughtful about what I'm doing, what I'm saying here. But now you get the idea of how to use all these tools. Okay, I'm going to go back now. Okay, this automatically saved as Katie Show because those are the first words that I wrote here. And then it automatically saves and saves updates. And so you don't have to ever worry about really losing it. So I'm going to go home and maybe work on that later. Okay, so now it should show up in all of my designs. I'm going to click there. So right now it shows kind of blank situations here. It's because those are works in progress. If I were to close this and open it again, maybe if I even refresh it, it'll do that. I'm not sure. Nope. These are works in progress. I just haven't logged out and logged back in. That's why they aren't showing. So sorry about that. I will show my pro account soon. So it'll show you kind of how it categorizes all the designs. So they all save in there. Here's an example of something that I made in a pro account. This has some elements that would be, you know, paid for. But in a pro account, it's just like included in your pro account. Like I could use the free account and then buy this little graphic for $1 or this little graphic for $1. And sometimes it's more than $1, sometimes it's less. But I just thought I'd show you an example of what I did. I did this using photos, uploaded photos of us. I did this using the background, the elements, and the text, just like I showed you. The elements I searched for, I think I searched for guitar and twig, right? And OC means open caption for this was the discussion on accessibility. So it shows my recently used here. If I go to elements, I'm going to show you one more tool that I use a lot. I use grids a lot. So if I wanted to start a new design and use a grid, I think I used a grid that was like holds 3 pictures. So I got those nice and spaced out. And it just kind of, let's see, I'll show you what it does. Like if I put a grid over the whole thing just to start over and went to my photos, I could easily drop, oops, I'm sorry, not my photos, my uploads. I could easily drop different pictures in there. Annie. And they'd be nicely spaced. You can change the spacing a little bit if you want to. And that's fun. That's a really simple little post. Looks like we're having a good time. 2018 farm. Okay. So that's all the basics. Let me just show you before I turn off my recording here. Let me just show you my pro account. And then I also want to make sure we know how to save images. Yeah. Let's do that. Okay, let's do that before I show you my pro account. So what if I wanted to save this image? Yes, it would save over that fancy image that I had up here before, like that. It would save over that as a new image, and it would save in my Canva account. Yes, cool, great. I am a big saver of things. I'm so afraid that something will crash and burn and I will never have it again. So I always download my images. The download button might be under my face up in the right-hand corner right now. But if I click on download, you should be able to see this drop down ping suggested. This is a ping file option. And then if you drop down there, it's JPEG, PDF. This is where you get the nice print options. Okay, I'm going to save it as a JPEG. That's just an image. That's just, you know, what you want to do to get it online. And you can make it smaller or bigger if you have the pro account. And then I'm going to just press download and it saves to my computer. I want to let you know about Ping because I did say that logos are a different beast. Often logos, you want logos to be a PNG file because you can, with a PNG file and a pro account, you can make it a transparent background. So then you can actually drop the logo into anything and then make it different backgrounds or give it to a graphic designer to say, hey, put this on a hat, put this on a t-shirt, and it won't be like a square image, it will be your logo. And that's it. And then the rest of it is transparent. Okay, let me show you my, let me stop this share and then show you my pro account. And I have no skin in this game. I don't have any shares in Canva or anything. So I'm not advertising necessarily. I just want to show you what you might get if you bump up to, I think it's $12 a month. I'll make sure to look that up before we go online today. Okay, so here is my pro account. These are all of my designs that I have made. I'm just going to quick scroll. Here's some logos. And here's a ton of bike shop stuff coming at you in just a second. Anybody want to buy a bike? Lots of bikes for sale. We're going to start shipping soon too. Oh, I don't know what it just did to me. Okay, so you can see different sizes of elements. This is something that I was playing with here on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. That's something that I was playing with that just wasn't working, but I kept it anyways because I'm a saver. This on the bottom right-hand corner with Diane Miller, this is a template that I made myself in order to drop in different information or a different picture for each show. Let me click on that and show you how that works, because I can really anticipate y'all using it like this. You don't have to have a pro account to make your own template, just to be clear. I don't think I used any pro elements here, but I could have. I'm not totally sure. These are PNG graphics that I dropped in myself, the street show logo, the kind of frame here. And then here's the picture of Diane. She looks so serious. But then just to update, say I'm bringing this series back this month. Actually, I'm going to go to my uploads. I have so many pictures in here and they are so unorganized. Say that my lovely partner, Greg, is going to be playing a show. I can just drop that in there. It's almost his birthday. And then I can change the name. Oops, excuse me. Greg, nice. And the date and everything like that. Download it to save. Great. Or maybe I want to keep that. I'm actually augmenting the original copy. So maybe I want to keep a copy of this. I go up to File, Make a Copy. And then I work in here. And again, I drop in that picture of my lovely partner. Hey, there's Greg. And change the information I need and download. And so now it saves that Diane Miller one and then also the Greg one. I can tell you're getting your questions ready. I don't even know how long I've been talking. Let's see. Probably long enough. I just looked at my clock. I'm just gonna give a little more overview of the pro account. I have tons of uploaded images. I uploaded, here's that ping that I'm talking about, my little logo for my teaching. So if I wanted to add that, see how it just has no background to it, which is lovely because I can put it anywhere and it'll, show through. I'm gonna drag it over. Oops, I hit it. I'm going up to the top. This is a good mistake to make. I'm going up to the top because, what did I do? I lost it. Okay, I'm just gonna go up here to the top left hand and say undo, undo, undo. There it is. I'm gonna drag this, hopefully drag and drop over here like it's a part of this picture. Anyway. Okay, so the pro account has a lot more elements that are free, right? Here's that guitar I was talking about. It's pro. Yep, that's fine. I'm a subscriber. I'm cool. Shapes, charts, graphs. Cool coronavirus stuff. It also has more free backgrounds. And then I think the most important part to me is, aside from the, additional graphics that I can use, is the ability to download it here up in the right-hand corner, as a ping, as a transparent background, or, all these features here, and resize it as needed. So, okay. I think that is pretty much it. Whew, that was a lot. I hope that you learned a lot, that you have questions. I'm going to turn off the recording now and then be live. I'll look exactly like this because I did this recording this this morning, and answer your questions and maybe give a little more demo. Okay, thank you.
Bravo, well done.
That was so fun to watch myself do that. So anybody have questions? I kind of gave myself a little commentary over here on the chat, but I anticipate there being questions. I hope
there was a handful of questions in the chat, so I'm going to first, we had a couple of issues, and I'm sorry, both Frank Dvorak and Susie Vinnick had no audio on the video, but it seemed that everybody else did, so I think that was an issue on their end, and I apologize for that. But it was streaming out on Facebook, so hopefully they got to hear it out there or rewatch. So we were talking about the pro account, and there were a couple of things you did, and people were asking like the difference between it with the pro account. And I sort of, so the download, you don't have, that feature is not available in the free account, you're saying?
the download is available in both accounts, of course. You want to be able to have your, like, own your images that you make. So that's available in both accounts. But the pro account enhances how you can download your image. So in the pro account, you can add a transparent background to your ping files. So that is helpful for logos. And then you can also resize it right before you download it. You can also resize it in the creation of it, which is fine too. But then, and also I think the pro account gives you access to like send it right to a printer, like send it right to printers, like a company to make it print, which is kind of cool. I haven't used any of those guys because I have my own favorites companies that I work with, but it's kind of cool.
That is, so the PNG, like a transparent, if you wanted to make an overlay, say for your, video, your live stream, you wouldn't be able to download a PNG unless you had a pro version, right?
It won't allow you to do a PNG with a transparent background.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, that's worth it right there.
So it's like, it's like the PNGs will end up looking like a JPEG anyway.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. And I just figured out why you're not seeing any of the questions because they all came right to me.
Yeah.
I have this group of people well trained.
Yeah.
Not to bother the speaker. But there's a bunch of hands up. So while I sift through the chatted ones, why don't we let Sue Fink unmute herself and ask her question? Hey, Sue.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi. I have 3 questions.
Excellent.
But I don't
that's cheating, but that's okay.
So I guess my most important question is, that's not, well, when you were saving the file before, I mean, it doesn't ask you for a file name or a destination where you want to save it. It's just picking what words you type in and saving the file, and you don't know where it's saving it?
Yeah, that's always a tricky thing. I've kind of learned where everything saves. Everything saves to my downloads. I use a Mac. Everything saves to my downloads. And then I go, a couple of times a week, or if I'm, in my workflow, I'll like make sure to put it in the right folder later in my computer. But so it'll save. What I showed up there is that it saved as Katie's show, right? Yeah. When we were making that thing, it'll always automatically save with the first thing that you write in there, or it'll save as copy of Street Show, whatever. And you can change the name of your document through File up in the left-hand corner, drop down, rename. Okay. And then once you download it to your computer, it'll save it under that name.
Okay.
And it'll also save it in Canva. And then I did not show this feature, but you can organize your images that you create in Canva into a filing system too. I'm not sure. I think there's a difference between the pro and the free account of how well you can organize those into files, but that's super helpful, especially when you run a bike shop, a music venue, and you teach music.
Right. Can you copy and paste logos you might have from other things? Just, click copy and then just paste it in, even if it's a free account, or does it have to be selected from that list?
So excuse me. Are you saying
Like,
copy and paste from
maybe you
your
already have a
computer?
logo kind of that you've already created somewhere else, or that someone created for you. You want to just copy that and paste it into what you're doing in Canva. Can you do that?
You would upload it. So you upload it into Canva. So it sits in Canva as its own thing. You
Got it.
can't drag and drop from your computer right onto the Canva screen. That's a
Okay.
good question. You have to introduce it to Canva
Got
itself.
it.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a third, but I'm gonna.
I was going to say that's only two. I was ready for three.
We've got time, actually, Sue. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Layers. You mentioned layers. I've heard of layers. I don't know exactly what that does.
I'm going to try to share a screen because I can't believe I glossed over that. I'm going to try to share my screen and show you some layers. Um, and if it glitches out, then I'll just stop. So here is Greg again. And up on the upper right hand corner of the screen, there's this little thing that you could probably see. It is little squares and it says plus, right? My cursor was over it just now.
Got it.
So those are layers. This here is my little logo that I dropped in, and it is, computer is being a little bit slow, but that's okay. Oops, a little glitchy, but that's okay. So say I wanted to put this layer, this little logo over here, but it wasn't letting me. It was like hiding. I would say I would click on this picture and I would go to layers, and it's catching up with itself. Sorry. This is why I didn't do it all live. So this is affirming my,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, see. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I'm doing it wrong. I'm actually making a copy of it right now. Never mind me. I'm going to go to position. So what I was doing is I was copying the image. So it wasn't actually glitching. I was glitching. So I'm going to go to position and I'm going to say backward
Got
or
it.
to the back. And then that puts it to the back, right? And then this will be able to be up here. And maybe I decide this isn't good. So I go to position. And instead of getting rid of it altogether, maybe I just go backwards and hide it. Right? That's layering.
Thank you.
Yeah. Stopping share.
Thanks, Sue.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Sue.
Okay, moving on. Sue Horowitz. We got another Sue.
Yay.
Hang on. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey guys,
Hi.
I am new to the Midwest, so this is my first farm
Yay.
event. So
Yay.
nice to meet you all. What size do you use for Facebook posters?
This is great question too, because I don't know off the top of my head, but one reason why I use Canva is because I could never remember my sizes, right? So I'm going to share my screen again. There you can always look up an aspect ratio, like on Google or whatever. And this here is an aspect ratio for, I think it's 3:4 for I did it as a header for like using on StreamYard, so that this would be the image that is like a placeholder before we did our live streams. So if I were to create a new image, I think I go up to nope. I go over to, let's see, file. Sorry, this is going to be slow. Oops, file. Create new design. And then I could do custom dimensions, but I could just go down here and do Facebook post, and it's
Oh,
940 by 788. No way I would have guessed that.
right.
And so, or Facebook cover, that's like the image on top of, you know, like that. And then click that. And it brings me to a new tab, and it is dimensionized for me.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah, it's a word. What?
the word. You probably should have kept your screen share for this. I was going to interject. Oh, Sue, was that that answered your question for you? Great. I'm going to tell you right now, that's the thing I love about Canva. That's what makes me want to do it, because I'm one of those people that constantly Googles what size this, because they're always changing too.
Yeah.
You know, if Canva has been updating things along the way, like, do you know, like as Facebook updates their, I'm assuming they do.
Actually, I think that they do. I have caught a few that are out of date. But the other thing that's really good is that websites are getting better at saying, we would like you to use this size image. You know, like they don't have one for StreamYard on the list of predetermined dimensions. But if you go to StreamYard and they need you to have an image, they'll say, make it this size. And I'm like, great. And that's where you stick in your custom dimensions. And then also, if you need images that are certain sizes, I augment my use of Canva. This is for advanced folks. I augment my use of Canva with Pixlr, Pixlr, and that is like a very simplified Photoshop. But there's no templates, there's no dimensions, there's none of that. But if you need to like fade a picture, or that, you know, if you need to do something that's different than what Canva is allowing, a Pixlr is a really good supplemental tool.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, this is, yeah. Bart, Bart, we've got
Hey,
you unmuted, buddy. You're next. You're up.
all right. So Brianna, have you ever used Snappa? And if so, is there a reason you prefer Canva to Snappa?
I have not used Snappa. Is it similar?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a simpler, even more rudimentary version of Canva.
I have not. Yeah, I'll look into it and see if there's a reason why not. But I just landed on Canva. Is Snappa also an app?
Yeah, and it's similarly priced.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Thanks.
there are other things, and I think while we're bringing that up, Mark Smith mentioned something called Slide, and I would just say that I'm certain there are other programs out there. But we're just going to focus on Canva today. But I'm sure there are other programs out there. If anybody knows of them, feel free to put them in the chat, and I will make sure everybody gets a share on them. Thanks, Bart. Okay. Next, Robin. Hi, Robin.
Hi, Robin.
You should be able to unmute yourself. And can she hear us?
Maybe. Yeah, I think she's figuring it out.
Okay, there you go.
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry. If I don't plug in my headphones, everybody starts echoing and they hate me. So in the past, when I've used Canva, I used it basically to make like images for the web to put on Facebook invitations and stuff like that. So is that really what it's designed for, or can you like design a postcard? Remember postcards,
Right.
that you can, something for print, or is it really only designed for, social media type postings?
It is definitely designed for print too. And I mean, a lot of the print companies have their own tools that, their own proprietary tools where you can drag and drop. But Canva has so many templates and so many options and so many graphics. Their graphic library is huge, and if you have the pro account, you can upload your own fonts that you own, and you can work from brands. So I have something that I didn't show, and I probably won't show unless there's overwhelming desire to see it, but I have my brand set up. So I have the 2 colors that our bike shop uses for everything, and our font that we use for everything uploaded into the system. So I make all of our print materials with that, and then I save them as a print quality PDF to upload to like Vistaprints or Moo cards or whatever print thing that I'm going to get. But
Right.
yeah, it's pretty great for print.
So a ping wouldn't be like a high res enough outcome image for you to use to try and print or make a, one flyer or a couple of flyers or something from.
Annie might want to chime in on this because she has extensive graphic design print background, but I think you can make a ping that is optimal size for print. It just it matters how big the pixels are, or what the pixel
Yeah.
pixel quality is. You don't want to go 45 by 45, then it'll be tiny and look blurry. You might want to go 3000 or whatever. and so that would be optimal for print, especially the ping files that you drop in. Like anytime we do a print run of t-shirts, I just send a ping file. It's like a vector file, if you know what that is, and I just send that. But when I say it's Canva's really good for print, it goes back to the dimensions, and it gives you a canvas to start with that is the right dimensions, but also the right pixel content to do whatever you want to do. So it does have in that drop down of when you say create new design, in that drop down, you'll see poster 11 by 17, and then you can click that.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'm just going to validate what Brianna said. And since this is like there's a level of advanced kind of graphic design info that we probably can't really get to at this level, but we were sort of anticipating that we might actually do a second round since we got 10 minutes left. We're doing good. Thanks, Robin. I skipped right over Phil, and I'm sorry. Phil, you're next, buddy.
Hey there. Thank you very much. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Trying a new mic. Okay. I'll go way back because I'm really dense. For your Mac, if you're using a MacBook, you want to actually go to the website, canva.com, and download it from there.
You don't even have to download. It's totally web-based.
But you want to make an account of your own.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you. And then I think somewhere back in the comments, you said something about you were going to get back to templates. Did you do that and I missed it?
Nope, I forgot to. So I to get back to templates, I am going to just take 2 minutes to do a template thing. One moment.
Sure.
I am sharing my screen again. Oops. I was just looking at something else. Okay, I'm just going to say create a design. I'm going to go down here and say flyer, because we were talking about print, and a flyer is 8.5 by 11. And it talks to me in inches because we're going to print it in inches, not in pixels, I guess. And then it automatically brings me to templates. It highlights it over here on the left. This is my canvas. It's going to take its sweet time auto-populating the templates. It is not Christmas anymore, nor is it Thanksgiving. Let's go to event flyer. Okay, I'm just going to click that. And this is 2 pages. Cool. I'm just going to click the first one. And so it gives me a template to play with. But honestly, so I don't work in templates a whole lot because I'm like, I end up changing everything. But this is really cool. Like if I got rid of this picture by highlighting it and pressing delete, and then I go to my uploads and I say, I want Katie Doll and Rich in there instead. Sorry, it's just being a little glitchy. Then I can put that in there. It would actually, if it wasn't being glitchy, it would have dropped in exactly where it was. Here's this layering thing again. I want it behind this purple box. So I go to position backward. And it should have done that as a template. And that's an example of like templates don't behave all that well. Farm is great. That changes that. I have to click away and then back into it to change we need volunteers. Click this, maybe I want something different here. These are each individual things that are bound together in one little box. So I could get rid of the whole box or I could get rid of each individual thing by what I highlight. Maybe I just delete that one. Maybe I delete that one. Maybe I delete those both together. See, that's a use of a template, which is great for if a template gives you really what you need. And this is a this is a flyer that has a front and a back. So if I applied both pages, I would have one page. I'm just using the scrolling feature to see the next page. I'm sorry, I'm covered. Your faces are covering my ability to see where my page 1 and 2. Page 1 and 2 is click out. I could go full screen if I really wanted to. I could change, I'm going to stop share because it's just making me dizzy. But hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Phil.
Templates are great if you're not somebody who has an idea right up front. Like if you don't already know where you're going, it's a good place to start. So
yeah,
I love it. All right, I'm gonna toss in Brenda Freed here. She was having a hard time finding the raise hand. So Brenda, I gotta find you. You're in here somewhere, so I can unmute you. But while we're doing, while we're finding Brenda, real quick, is there a CD package template in this? Probably.
I think there is. I think that I saw one that said CD cover. You can also in the pro account upload your own templates. So like if you're working with disc makers, for instance, and they're like, we need you to use this for, we need you to make use this template for your graphics before you send them to us. You can do it that way.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, Brenda, I can't see you, but I can definitely hear you. You're unmuted.
Okay, thanks. Hi, Brianna.
Hi.
You mentioned grids, and I just wanted to ask, I have two questions. One, where is the grid? How do you get to the grid?
Mm-hmm. Share screen. Untitled design. I am showing you. Okay, so here's a totally blank canvas. I'm going to go to elements. And it should be in one of my little things here. Frames, grids is not. Oh yeah, grids is again. I wasn't using them for a while, so they went away. But so it should be in one of my subheadings under elements. And then I can say see all. I use this so much. And because you can do up to like 1 billion, look at that. And then I could just drop that in there. Yeah. And then drop the photos in. And I could make this, just that much of the image, which is cool too. Yeah, does that answer your question, Brenda?
Yeah, so that's probably what people are using. Like I'll see on Instagram one picture that they'll like somebody will say this is my year and they'll have like 9 little photos on there. They're probably using that grid thing then, right?
Yeah, well, that's a good question too. There's actually an app that will take your 9 most. You don't have to go searching yourself. and then drop it into a grid like that. When I'm using just my phone, when I'm away from my computer and I need to drop some graphics in, I have, I'm actually gonna screen share what little apps I use to augment my Canva use. I have an app called Layout. I'll show you what that looks like real quick. And that is a way to do it just from your phone. One second. I feel so fancy with this screen share business and like
Yeah.
sharing it on my phone, but it's not working. I felt fancy for like a
I
second.
really, yeah, I actually think I have that on my phone.
It's
If
a good thing.
Cool.
If I could just ask one technical question, because Annie and I are going back and forth here. So I don't have a little wave thing. I can't, how does, and she said, well, maybe I need to update my Zoom update my Zoom. Does anybody know how to do that?
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Annie, answer that question because I don't know how to.
Yeah, Brenda, let's talk offline, okay? Because we're down to the wire here. So why don't you email me and I will give you a video that shows you exactly what to do.
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and go till 3:05. So this is our 5.5 minute warning. Looks like we've got 3 more. Amanda, and I do apologize. I actually did write down the questions that were in the chat. But I'm super glad that you have your hand raised because I'd much rather you asked it yourself because I wasn't clear on it. Thank you. And we'll go to Mark, then Amanda, and then it looks like Sue's got another question. Is that right, Miss? And that will, and Jack. Okay, so we're gonna do our best to get all the questions in. But I think
mean, this is recorded, and if
absolutely.
I can hang a bit if we go over, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, good. Okay. All right. So Mark, you're up, sir.
Hi, Mark.
My question was, if you have slides from Microsoft Office or equivalent Apple program on your computer, how do you get them into Canva?
I'm not sure exactly about slides, but any JPEGs or any like PDFs or JPEG or images, you get into Canva through uploads. And then let me share, show you. So you just go to uploads over here on the left, upload media, and then it gives you a different ways to upload it. So I almost always use my device. So you'll see I have a ton of pictures on my computer, tons of files. But if I go to device, and then maybe I want to upload this little, actually, let's do the G chord there. Then I do the G chord, and then it drops into my uploads here. And then it's nice because it does section them out with audio, video, and images. And then from there, I can drop it into my creation. Does that work for you, Mark?
What's that?
Does that answer your question?
Well, yeah, but I guess you have to have it like in PDF or something that Canva likes.
Yeah, PDF, JPEG, something that it looks like Canva does support a lot of different types of files, so you shouldn't have a lot of problems. But if you do have problems uploading something, I would say try your best to save it as a JPEG, PNG, PDF, something that is common, and it should appear.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark. All right, Amanda. Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
Hi, Amanda. How are you?
Oh, back in quarantine for the time.
Oh, geez.
Oh,
So
geez.
sorry. We know each other from Minnesota.
Yeah. I was exposed to the virus very much so at a training. So here at home. but it's now I can participate in this. So yeah. Anyway, but I was just wondering if you've tried any of the video stuff and if there's any reason to do this instead of doing other things. If there's like a benefit to putting a video on here, or like using the audio stuff, because I'm just wondering if you've tried or anything, or if you've done anything with it at all.
I haven't personally, because I'm like the type of person that says they probably do that one thing really well, and this extra stuff is probably cool, but you might want to go somewhere else to get that one thing done really well. So I use it for graphic design because that's what they first put it out for, and like that's their main purpose. And then I would go for like, I don't know, DaVinci or something for more video audio editing. But if I wanted to do something like for a, like with a dancing person on it or whatever, for like a Instagram story, then I might look at that more as like a animated graphic instead.
Okay.
But
Cool.
that's all.
Cool. Good deal. That's
Cool.
all I wanted to know, if you've tried it, because I was like, it's there, but I also was thinking that it might not be the best thing.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
If you do try it, let me know. Let me know. How it
I
goes.
will let you know. Well, I have a lot of time on my hands now. So.
Oh,
Good luck.
good luck, Amanda.
Thank you.
All right. We have somebody just coming in the waiting room right now. Time zone issues.
Every time.
Well, I apologize to Zachary who just joined us, but we're wrapping up here. But you can rewatch, all of you, if you. And in fact, I encourage you to rewatch this. It's we are streaming on Facebook right now, and we will be we also recording, and we will be uploading this to our farm website, farmvirtualconnections.org. I'll put that in the chat. So this is just in case anybody has to skedaddle. You can always watch the replay. So yeah, there's lots of great info here, and I'm going to want to watch it again too. Let's see. Jack, Sue, I promise I'm coming back to you. Just letting folks that haven't had a chance to ask yet. So Jack, go ahead, sir. I feel like one of those talk show hosts. You can unmute yourself now. You should be able to unmute yourself. Is it letting you? Hang on. Let's try again. No? There you go.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you very much, Brianna. I want to talk about Zoom just for a second. I'm going to keep it down about 15 seconds. There's a free membership, and if you log out and log back into Zoom, if you don't have a Zoom account, it'll get you more tools in the toolbar. Cut. How did I do?
Oh, that was really wonderful. So that was to help Brenda, perhaps, for finding a thing. Oh, if it's a free account, maybe it's an issue that way. Oh, that could be cool. All right. Good to know. Thanks, Jack. I appreciate it. I don't know if that helps Brenda, but maybe while we're here for a few minutes, try logging out and back in again.
Yeah, everybody's using Zoom today. I
know. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
We're going to have another tech talk on Zoom because so much has changed. Oops. Okay. Sue Fink.
So I'm sorry to hog with questions. Whenever I'm in a class, the teacher would say any questions, everyone would look at me and I'm like, yes, I have a question. But and here I wish I could wear a disguise. So this is a mustache, because this is probably a bad question. But fonts. I've learned from like Emily White and Heather Steichen that I should just do the opposite of what my instincts tell me as far as fonts. Because I love the cool fonts. But they're like, no, those are outdated fonts. And so are the fonts in Canva cool? Are they different in some way than the fonts that I would be attracted to?
Oh, I love you. And I'm such a font person too. And I would get after my friend being like, no, you can't use that font anymore. Like Papyrus out. I'm sorry.
Hello.
But, like, it's just don't.
I actually wrote them. I said, is Papyrus the good font? And they're like, no.
Oh. So it's fonts are like fashion, and it's so funny, and it is really good to go to your friends and say, are these good fonts? Because everybody has different tastes, but have your like 4 friends that you can run things by because there's just so many fonts, and I swear it's like a graphic design 101 or 201 class assignment to like make your own font, because everyone can make your own font now too if you have the right skills, and upload it and sell it, or upload it and use it for free on the internet. So you can find a ton of stuff. And you just want to kind of study like what you see too. If you don't, if you want to get better at having an eye for this thing, it's just like study what you see. Like, oh, it looks like round edges are in right now. It like they aren't. I was just using that as an example. But what is in right now is kind of blocky letters, really clear block. Like Annie made the graphic for this, and it just said Canva, and I was like, oh, I know that font. That's really in right now, like where it says Canva. And Annie also has shared with me the fonts that she uses, because I do a lot of the graphics for Instagram, but she has found really nice graphics that not a lot of people are using, but fit our like our look and our feel and our brand. And then I've uploaded them into Canva to use it that way.
So Canva doesn't come with its own fonts. You upload what fonts you want into Canva.
Canva comes with a bunch of fonts.
Oh.
And you can see them here when you go to I'm going to my pro account, because I get so overwhelmed with fonts too, in a good way. But if I go here to text on the left-hand side, here are these two fonts are part of my brand package. I use this for ad heading. I use this track font for the warming house, and this one for the bike shop. And this is a fairly common font. It came preloaded into Canva. I didn't have to do anything different. But like, say I wanted to change that, I go up here to the top screen, and it's Rex Bold is this font. And here are my brand fonts, the ones that I told it that I like to use. But here's uploaded fonts. I did upload Rex Bold, but I like these fonts and these little pictures. And Ashwood is a font that Annie uses for farm stuff. And there it is. It's really nice. I like this font.
Yeah, and I've moved away from it a little bit. I don't know if you've noticed, because I too am a font fanatic, and every time I go down a rabbit hole with fonts, I want to change everything I've ever done. It's my new favorite font.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes. Hey, can I ask a question? Did you set that? Sorry, totally interrupted. Carry on.
Wait, well, I was just going to say one more thing about fonts, going back to basics, is that there's a general rule of thumb that you don't want to use more than 3 fonts per image. I would err on the side of 2, because it just gets too busy. And so you want like a subheading font and a heading font. So there's your subheading font. There's my heading font. If I add a subheading, it's little text here, right? Or a heading, a subheading, and a body font, but don't do more than 3. That's a rule.
Yeah, I would strongly encourage sticking to 2 or less personally. But there's actually a really cool website. I was just going to go look for it that like had some beautiful font pairings. If you just Google font pairings, I think it was fontjoy.com. And, if you're stuck for ideas, like what fonts go well together, looking up font pairings. So sometimes you have this is a whole nother thing, but yeah.
No, it's good. And Canva just started kind of putting them into sections like modern, old school, typewriter, kids, and that's they started organizing them for you, which is really nice. I don't want to forget that Nick really politely straight into Canva and don't have to use the upload button. That is going back to someone's question, Mark's question. So I was saying you have to use the upload button to get it into Canva, but you don't. You can just drag and drop from like your desktop or files or whatever.
Cool.
Which is awesome.
Awesome. All right. So I'm going to do this one quick poll for a wrap up just because I'm curious and I'm hoping we can get some money kickback from Canva for this. No, I'm kidding. Because personally, I was just like, I tried it and then said, screw it. I don't want to do this. I know my own programs, blah, blah, blah. You just sold me. Like just with a few, like some of these things that I'm like, oh, right. This would save me a whole bunch of time. And I would use this now. So I would like to know how many people in this room feel like they would now go ahead and even pay for a pro account for Canva. I'm just curious. Use to raise your hand or say yes, no, whatever. I'm just really curious. And you don't, I mean, even if you're just thinking you might, just like say, yep, I'd do it. Because I'm, waiting.
Some people are like on the fence. I'm like looking at my gallery view. Some people are on the fence.
How many of you are at least going to try it?
Yay.
Here they come. Nice.
I feel like some people are on the fence because maybe you just don't post a lot, or maybe you just don't make enough stuff to make this useful in your life. But it's really nice, especially for show announcements. And yeah,
I'm going to jump in there and say, I'm sorry, for some reason that I want to just see here. So I'm going to jump in and say that this would make me like feel more comfortable posting more. I wouldn't have to put as much thought into some of the things that I would have had to, it would make it easier for me if I was one of those people that wanted to post, but sort of like blah, blah, blah. That's what templates are nice for, and just getting ideas. And anyway, I think it's awesome.
Someone, I won't out them, but just chatted with me privately that it's a time sensitive thing to do, and it takes a lot of time to make show announcements. And but once you really get into the system, you get faster and faster, and you get better and faster at it really quickly. Like it's an awesome learning curve with this program. And once you have a template yourself that you like to work with, or once you've created one image, you can just change the date on it, and then you have it for your next show or whatever. So a lot is reusable.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Honestly, I use it every single day.
Yeah.
And so if you have any questions, like, positioning, or like, I messed up this document so bad, can you undo it for me? Like, just be in touch.
And Brianna, you want to put your email in the chat?
Yeah, for sure.
Put mine. Thank you so much, as always.
Yeah, thank you.
With great info. And I actually feel like there's a Canva part 2 in our future, because I can think of a bunch of things that Brianna and I will talk about after this, just that we can come back to. Some of these tech talks get really exciting, and we think, why are we trying to keep them to an hour? But really, we do try to not monopolize your time. And well, I need to refill my coffee. Just kidding. So let's get the big old everybody gallery view here. You can put your hands down if you want to show your face. Great. You're on Facebook. You're in a tiny, tiny little square on Facebook, so don't worry about makeup. But just wiggle your hands show your appreciation to Brianna. This was a really, really awesome tech talk. Another great one. And next week, mark it down, we have Ian Gorman of La Luna Recording and Sound in Kalamazoo, Michigan. We'll be doing a home recording basics tech talk that's going to be awesome. So do not miss that. Watch that information. And We love seeing you guys every week. So, oh, and we have peer session on Thursday. Don't forget.
Oh yeah.
Peer session Thursday. These have been great breakout rooms. Super, super fun. And lots of awesome conversation. So join us again. Brianna, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. That was really fun and good for my good for my brain. And thanks for the awesome questions, y'all.
Thanks. Awesome, guys. All right, here we go. The abrupt, awful farewell. See you very, very soon. Bye, everybody.